Well, it was a rough Easter for some people in Northern California. More than 20,000 PG&E customers were left in the dark on Easter Sunday.
All because of a flying rat, also known as a squirrel, caused the transmission line to deactivate. Andres Valle has the story.
To have a squirrel be the cause is pretty comical. R.I.P. the squirrel, of course.
Does not surprise me that a squirrel can get into trouble. Unfortunately, it was his last bit of trouble.
We actually seen them pull the squirrel out of the ground because they were digging stuff, and he was like crispy. The firefighter was holding him up.
For those who live on Landis Circle in Auburn, Easter Sunday came with an unwanted surprise.
We actually just came back from church, and as we were driving up, we saw a police officer and the fire department there.
Auburn fire crews quickly put out a fire near a power pole. They determined a squirrel damaged a glass insulator, causing it to ignite a fire in nearby vegetation.
You know, I always wondered if an animal would get shocked, but not to start a fire. But that was pretty crazy.
PG&E says about 22,000 customers lost power as a result.
Squirrel getting into all kinds of shenanigans on Easter.
I prefer my animals to have some value.
What?
I prefer it to have some sort of redeeming quality.
Squirrels are very
Squirrels
cute. And then when they
rodents.
sploot, they're very cute.
They bring nothing to the table.
No, and then
nothing
they
to the
leap
table.
from I love seeing them when they leap from from a tree to the fence. They're just so athletic.
So what you're saying is they're here for
cute.
your entertainment.
I love them.
They bring
very sweet.
Nothing to the table.
What have they done to you?
They are disgusting creatures. They are the rats of the trees. They are rodents, just like a rat.
They are, yeah.
They bring nothing of value to humanity.
They get into some mischief, and our producer was telling us about the time when it bit something, it bit some of the transmission.
They just chew through the cords.
And then it was during the middle of a newscast, it just went black.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They do nothing to benefit humanity.
Oh, no. When they sploot, it'll make you smile. You can't help but smile unless you don't have a pulse.
If they sploot, I shoot. That's my motto.
Oh, my God.
If they sploot...
Stop.
I'm just teasing. I don't.
Hold on, PETA? Yeah, there we go. B-Maze.
It was a joke. Yeah, I'm not joking about the fact that I think they bring no value. I don't like squirrels. Not a big fan. No. Because I grew up in a small town.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what this has to do with anything.
What's
but
the correlation?
there's squirrels and they're everywhere, and then it's just not fun for me to have a squirrel.
I was like, is this a non sequitur? What is that?
I did have a buddy one time that had a pet squirrel.
Oh, yeah, you can domesticate them, huh?
No, it was not domesticated. It lived in the house. There was nothing domestic about it.
Did they invite it into the house? Or
yeah. He had a name and everything. He climbed the curtains. We laughed and laughed. And I remember at that time, I thought, that's just a big old rat.
Well, I don't know if I'd wanted him in the house. And also, I don't know if it carries any diseases. But from afar, I think they're very cute. And I'd love to just see them go.
Let me ask you this. You're a very kind, very thoughtful person. Is there an animal you don't like that's not venomous or can eat you?
Possums.
Okay, thank you.
Sasquatches. I cannot.
It's the digits.
And then when you see, because we drive into work at night, when you see them, their beady eyes just kind of go with the headlights, and it scares me. I do not like possums.
Did I tell you
I don't think they have only a face a mother could love.
Did I ever tell you about the time I caught a possum in my toolbox in my garage?
What?
Did I ever tell you that story? I went out to the garage and I saw there was a possum had gotten into my toolbox. It's one of those standing toolboxes. And I thought to myself, how am I going to deal with this? So what I did, Yvonne, is I grabbed an umbrella and I held the umbrella over the possum. I kid you not. The possum reached up with both hands.
Did it hiss at you or something?
Grabbed the umbrella. I lifted it out of the toolbox, carried it through the garage and out into the yard and dropped it off, and it ran away. As it ran away, I kid you not, it looked over its shoulder, and I swear it smiled at me.
Yeah.
It smiled, and then it took off into the gutter.
But I'm shocked.
And then a car ran.
No, stop. It didn't try to attack you or anything?
No, it hissed a little. It was not happy.
You know they're going to hiss.
But with those little digits, it reached up and grabbed that umbrella and held on.
Does it have 4 digits or 5 digits?
There's no thumb there. No,
they don't have opposable thumbs.
So there you go.
Okay, interesting. And you just calmly just let it...
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I just thought of it and it worked.
So it turned, it looked at you, did it...
It looked over its shoulder just like this, and I swear to you, it smiled.
Ew. There's no, I would have screamed. And
I just hate I didn't get a picture or video. Nobody believes that story, but I swear to you it happened. I swear to you it happened.